Welcome back to Nature Moment. Amidst the quiet nature, wild creatures are constantly facing the brutal challenges of survival, with each day being an unrelenting battle. Immerse yourself in this video, where you will witness intense, heart-stopping, and incredibly tense life-and-death battles. The Northeastern forest stretches from southern Canada through New England to the northern regions of the Appalachian Mountains, creating a diverse and incredibly rich ecosystem. With plant species including centuries-old maples, walnuts, and birch trees, this forest is home to hundreds of different species of animals and plants. This forest is not only the habitat of large animals like white-tailed deer and black bears, but also serves as the stage for small, nearly invisible creatures that play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance. In every corner of the forest, from the ground to the treetops, thousands of tiny animals quietly contribute to this natural cycle. As winter arrives, this forest becomes a harsh challenge where every creature must fight against the biting cold. Along with the changing seasons, the forest changes its appearance, taking on a strange yet beautiful and challenging new look. Rivers like the Hudson and Connecticut, which are majestic in the summer, are now covered by thick layers of ice, sometimes up to 12 inches, making movement through the forest more difficult than ever. As cold winds slice through the tree canopy, large trees like the cedar and red pine stand firm, holding on to a bit of greenery in the snowy white landscape. And amidst the thick blanket of snow, an intense yet silent battle for survival is unfolding. The old deer could not withstand the harsh cold of winter and collapsed early in the season. The herd, carrying the hope of survival, continues to move quietly through the forest. The closest members of the herd include the adult does and the young fawns, still weak and unable to fend for themselves. Their most noticeable feature is the pure white underside of their tails, an unmistakable sign. They move to special areas where dense groves of cedar and red pine form natural shelters against the biting wind. These areas provide green leaves, a precious and rare food source in the winter. These areas are often near farms, where thick vegetation grows, and the land is supported by human activity. The leader of the herd, an adult doe with thick, grayish fur that nearly blends into the snow, leads the way through the icy path. She knows every branch and every birch tree that still holds onto a few dry leaves, marking the tiny moments of survival for the herd. Every winter, as an inevitable challenge, they face not only the cold, but also the rebirth of nature. But they know, as in the eternal cycle of nature, life will return with the coming of spring. According to a study by the Virginia Journal of Science, White-tailed deer are herbivores, primarily eating the leaves of shrubs and plants. However, during the winter months, when food is scarce, they must also eat the branches and wood of young trees. This is not unusual, as they have a unique digestive system with 4 stomachs, each performing a specific function. This complex digestive process allows them to break down materials that most other animals cannot, which explains why white-tailed deer do not participate in large migrations or hibernation like many other species. With experience leading the herd through many harsh winters, this adult doe knows every corner of the forest. Meanwhile, a fawn just a few months old, still carrying the characteristic white spots, looks like natural camouflage in the summer. However, after the first winter, these white spots will gradually disappear, and at that point, the old deer and the fawns are often the weak points, easily becoming targets for predators from afar. From the shadows of the dense bushes, bright yellow eyes gleam. It's a coyote, a patient predator, who has been hiding there for hours. It has been watching the herd of deer since early morning, waiting for the right moment. Its empty stomach makes it ruthlessly focused, knowing that even the smallest mistake from the herd will present an opportunity. However, the coyote didn't anticipate the experience of the lead doe, who sensed that something was amiss. A light breeze carried the scent of the predator. The herd immediately stopped, their long ears swiveling backward, listening intently. The lead doe flicked her tail, sending a clear signal. The coyote had been detected. Its golden opportunity vanished. A strong gust of wind blew through the forest, signaling the herd. The young fawn, with its slender legs, immediately ran toward the herd, dashing through the thick snow, gliding silently through the winter forest. Although life here is fragile, they are filled with determination. White-tailed deer survive not only thanks to their speed or camouflage, but also through unity and the wisdom passed down through generations. Every step they take is not just an act of survival, but a testament to a resilient instinct, learning and adapting from past lessons. Interestingly, instead of focusing on the young, they usually concentrate on the mother buck. In the freezing cold, the boundary between life and death is only a breath away. What seems like a peaceful scene hides intense tension. The coyote finally reveals itself. A gray sky blankets the forest, turning it into a snowy expanse. The coyote, the wolf of the plains, moves silently, becoming one of the deadliest predators in winter. Its routes shift, heading toward the forest's edge, where the deer often go, and where the coyotes also head. The coyote is the epitome of patience and adaptability. Much smaller than its wolf relatives, weighing only 18 to 44 pounds, its thick fur, which is gray with brownish-yellow streaks, not only helps it stay warm, but also allows it to blend perfectly into the environment. This excellent camouflage, combined with its ability to survive in harsh conditions, is its greatest weapon. The thick fur and long nose of the coyote are not only survival tools, but also sharp weapons in the hunt. Its pointed ears, extremely sensitive, allow it to detect prey from far away. A coyote can hear the soft sound of snow beneath the steps of its prey from over 650 feet away. Even with the strong cold winds blowing through the tree canopy, nothing can hinder its hunting ability. Especially in winter, when prey becomes more alert and food scarce, coyotes often hunt in groups to increase their chances of success. Small packs of coyotes, usually 3 to 7 individuals, operate with perfect coordination. Their strategy is clear. Some pursue and surround the prey, while others lie in wait at escape routes. The thick snow helps conceal tracks, but the scent of a young fawn in the cold breeze is all they need to locate their target. With keen hearing, they can follow the scent and track the prey directly. As the herd of deer moves through the hunting area, one will be singled out as the target. The hunger drives the coyote pack to initiate the hunt. Throughout the night, they wait, and when an old, weak deer begins to fall behind the herd, the coyote seizes the opportunity. A short howl rings out, signaling the pack to begin the chase. The lead coyote charges forward, cutting through the stillness of the forest, streaking across the snow at speeds up to 40 miles per hour. But the deer, though old and weak, fights fiercely to escape the pursuit. Slippery ground makes its running difficult, but the will to survive pushes it to run faster. The coyote nearly clinches victory, but just as it is about to close in, the call of the entire herd echoes, and their unity halts the predator's advance. That is the greatest challenge for the coyote, the solid living wall of the herd. Moreover, the adult deer can run twice as fast as the coyote, making it nearly impossible for them to catch up. When defeated, the coyote pack silently withdraws into the darkness of the forest, not giving up entirely, but lying in wait for the next opportunity. In the harsh winter, the line between life and death is incredibly thin. But with persistence and coordinated tactics, the coyotes never give up the hunt. Although they failed in this hunt, nature once again granted victory to the white-tailed deer. But it is not the cold, but the hunger that pressures the coyote pack. In the harsh winter, when living prey becomes scarce, coyotes are not hesitant to scavenge the remains of other animals. With relentless hunger, they survive by seizing every opportunity that nature provides. Winter in the northeastern forest is not only a challenge, but a ruthless battle. Bitter cold winds tear through the thick ice layer, and snow falls heavily like a blanket of white, ready to consume everything. Yet, in the brutality of winter, the coyote finds its chance to assert its existence. While many other creatures have succumbed to the harsh cold, the coyote stands firm, its bright eyes gleaming, fearless. With sharp hunting skills and extraordinary adaptability, it continues to persist, never missing an opportunity. Every breath, every step is filled with determination, for in this frozen world, nothing is wasted. When the winter cold reaches its peak, with temperatures dropping below -4°F and thick snow covering every path, other animals must also find ways to cope. Particularly the American black bear, one of the largest animals in this forest. During the coldest months, black bears enter hibernation, a dormant period lasting from 3 to 8 months. Before beginning hibernation, black bears accumulate a large amount of fat, which can account for up to 30% of their body weight. Choosing a den is crucial. Bears need a secluded place, away from disturbance, and capable of retaining heat throughout the winter. A large black bear typically finds a small den beneath the roots of an old tree, which it digs out itself. The outside consists of old tree roots, decayed trunks, and a thick layer of moss surrounding it, creating natural walls that block the bone-chilling cold. Once inside the den, the bear's heart rate drops from 8 to 19 beats per minute to just 1 beat per minute. This helps the bear conserve energy to the maximum. The bear's metabolic system slows down to just a quarter of its normal rate, allowing it to maintain hibernation without needing to eat, drink, or excrete waste for many months. However, hibernation is not a state of complete immobility. In the darkness of the den, the black bear keeps its biological rhythm functioning, though at a very slow pace. The black bear is not completely disconnected from the outside world during its hibernation. Even in deep hibernation, the bear's body can still perceive subtle changes in the environment around it. By sensing the faint light filtering through the den's entrance and the temperature shifts as the sun moves across the sky, the bear knows exactly when the winter is about to end and when it's time to wake up. Despite hibernation, the bear's body maintains a temperature of about 95 degrees Fahrenheit, much higher than other hibernating animals. However, if winter suddenly warms up, the bear may wake up, venture outside in search of food, and then return to its den. Especially female bears that are pregnant have a different journey. While the winter winds still blow fiercely, they give birth to tiny cubs weighing only 7 to 14 ounces. In the darkness of the den, the mother bear uses her stored fat to nurse her cubs with an extremely nutritious milk. The cubs, small, blind, and hairless, can only lie curled up next to their mother, seeking warmth in the biting cold. Even though the world outside the den remains frozen, a miracle takes place in the warm darkness as the mother bear uses the power of nature to sustain life. The fragile, vulnerable cubs gradually grow stronger thanks to the boundless maternal love, a sight that stirs the heart with their intense vitality. With each passing moment, the mother bear continues to steadfastly fulfill her role as the sole protector, until her cubs are strong enough to face the vast, cold world outside. While the black bear drifts into hibernation, another predator becomes one of the most active creatures in winter, the red fox. With its thick, bright orange-red fur, it stands out against the white snow. The fox's large, soft tail acts like a natural blanket, a gift from nature to protect it from the brutal cold. However, to survive in these harsh conditions, agility and intelligence are the red fox's most important weapons. This morning, temperatures dropped to -5 degrees. The red fox silently moves through the forest, the thick snow almost absorbing every sound. But with its extremely sharp hearing, it detects a small noise beneath the snow. The red fox suddenly stops, then like a flash, it leaps off the ground, its body curving in a perfect arc as it plunges into the thick snow. Snowflakes fly in all directions as it digs its nose into the snow and catches a field mouse attempting to escape with quick little steps. Life here amidst the numbing cold and harsh winter is a continuous battle between life and death. But thanks to its intelligence, agility, and excellent survival skills, each animal here continues to fight, creating incredible stories of nature's strength. Have you ever thought that small creatures like the red fox can face this harsh winter with such resilience? The red fox returns to its shelter under a bush, enjoying its precious meal amidst the severe winter. However, for a creature like it, a tiny field mouse is not enough to survive through the winter. With no other option, it must continue moving, becoming a nomad in the frozen land. Rabbits are also ideal prey, and the fox's eyes are always watching for the next opportunity. The harsh winter allows no mistakes, as life can only be sustained by constant searching. As night falls and darkness covers the forest, all creatures remain silent, awaiting a new day full of hope and challenges. Winter is nearly over, and the light of spring is gradually rising, like a signal of new life. As the harsh winter passes, the snow begins to melt and the sunlight grows stronger. This is the time for the black bear to return to the world outside its den, marking the end of a long hibernation. Beginning to notice the signs of change in nature, the black bear is the first to feel the cool air from outside, signaling that the hibernation period has ended. Although the bear has lost much of its body weight, it still retains an incredible muscular strength. The black bear leaves its den, ready to face the spring, the season of life's resurgence with strength and freshness. Winter slowly fades, making way for the first rays of spring sunlight sneaking through the bare branches. The streams which had been frozen for months now begin to melt. The echoes of the forest's resurrection ring out like a symphony of rebirth. The fresh air of spring fills the space. Flowers and green leaves begin to bloom, refreshing the entire forest. The spring breeze blows through, sweeping away the frost, and the streams start to flow, bringing life to all creatures. The maples and birches begin to sprout new leaves, bringing a fresh wave to the entire forest. The once dried branches now become a rich food source for the white-tailed deer herd. The herd moves gently through the new carpet of leaves, their eyes bright and hopeful, yet still unable to hide their excitement at the return of spring. As winter fades, all life in this forest is reborn, and each creature continues its journey in the wild world. In nature's generosity, the earth seems to awaken as a blanket of wildflowers blooms in unison. Violet flowers, daffodils, and small orchid branches from the forest race to show their colors, decorating the vibrant scene with every hue. The scent of damp earth from the melting snow mixes with the fragrance of warm soil, creating a distinctive aroma that signals the arrival of spring. The sound of birdsong echoes in the air, awakening the northeastern forest after a long winter's sleep. On a newly sprouted branch, a robin spreads its wings, lifts its head, and sings loudly, as if declaring with strength that the breeding season has begun. This is the most important and vibrant time of the year for this bird species. The male birds sing in the early morning and late afternoon, using melodious sounds and gentle movements to attract mates, while their bright eyes search for high, safe branches to secure the next generation. According to data from Partners in Flight in 2019, the robin is the most common ground bird in North America, with an estimated population of 370 million individuals. From the early morning, they move constantly from branch to branch, carefully choosing the perfect twigs to build their nests. The birch tree with its newly sprouted branches is their preferred choice. In another part of the forest, a robin is searching for food, gathering energy for the tiring task of raising its young ahead. Over time, the nest is gradually completed, and the female robin begins to lay small eggs, patiently incubating them with absolute vigilance. They remain alert to potential predators, such as squirrels or snakes. Then, one morning, weak cries echo from the nest as the tiny chicks emerge, their frail bodies exposed to the world. Both the male and female robins care for them diligently, ready to defend their home. While the robins continue to forage and share food with their hungry chicks, they are not only an important part of the spring in the northeastern forest, but also a symbol of rebirth in Native American culture. The appearance of the robin is seen as a sign of change, marking the end of winter and the beginning of a hopeful new season. On the ground, changes are also full of life. Monarch butterflies, like living pieces in the springtime painting, flit through the air. The long journey of over 2,500 miles from Mexico to North America has finally ended, and now these butterflies settle on cottonwood trees, beginning a new life cycle. A monarch butterfly gently lands on a green leaf of a cottonwood tree, attentively scanning the leaves, searching for the ideal place to lay its eggs. The tiny eggs, like pinheads, are carefully placed under the leaves, protecting them from predators and close to food sources for the soon-to-hatch caterpillar. However, nature doesn't stop there. While the robins care for their nests with devotion, another pair of monarch butterflies continues to search for new cottonwood trees. With wings approximately 4 inches long, adorned with bright orange and black colors, they stand out against the gradually awakening forest. The song of the robins continues to blend with the sounds of small streams and the wind rustling through the trees. The symphony of spring is not only lively, but also meaningful. The northeastern forest is entering a new phase of life and reproduction. Everything in the forest seems to pulse with the rhythm of survival. This is the time when nature not only comes alive, but also bursts forth with beauty and intense vitality. Life always finds a way to bloom, more brilliantly than ever. The last of the snow finally melts, revealing vast green meadows, and the trees now stand as witnesses to a fresh spring. Will the regenerative power of spring overcome the harsh challenges of nature, or is it just a brief moment before everything faces the cycle of life and death? The story is not over, and surprises still await ahead. Keep watching the video to discover more fascinating insights, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments to discuss with Nature Moment. However, in the natural world, every ray of hope comes with relentless challenges. New life also means new challenges must be faced. In a quiet clearing of the forest, a fawn rises on its slender legs. The white spots on its back are its first natural defense, helping it blend perfectly between the light and shadows of spring in the forest. As part of the eternal cycle of life, these spots will gradually fade after its first winter. The fawn's mother leads it to a tall grass area and dense shrubs, creating a natural shield to protect them from predators like coyotes or red foxes. But even in the stillness of the forest, danger is always lurking. The mother deer faces a double challenge. She must find enough food to recover after giving birth and protect her fawn from threats. Young grasses, maple tree shoots, and new leaves from shrubs provide the necessary protein for both mother and fawn. Meanwhile, in other parts of the forest, adult male deer begin to grow new antlers. These antlers are covered by a soft skin called velvet, rich with blood vessels, supplying nutrients essential for antler development. This is the time when the male deer focus on regaining strength after a harsh winter, preparing for the battles to claim mates later in the year. But the peace is only temporary. The scent of a fawn awakens the hunting instincts of hungry creatures. After 3 months of bitter winter, the hopeful spring also becomes the stage for the fiercest battles. A new life must face its first challenges to survive in the wild, unforgiving world of nature. Spring opens up before predators like a rich and plentiful feast. In a corner of the forest, a fawn faces danger. The coyote moves slowly between the walnut bushes and the green meadows, its thick fur, which protected it from the winter cold, now starting to shed and being replaced by a thinner, lighter coat suited to the changing climate. Its appearance is now more agile, ready for the new hunting season. Spring brings not only changes for the predators, but also for their prey. As the snow melts, the coyote loses its advantage of camouflage in the white snow, but gains another advantage, the appearance of young prey. The fawns, small and inexperienced, become ideal targets for a cunning predator like the coyote. From a distance, the coyote spots a doe and her fawn feeding near the edge of the forest. It crouches down, ears perked to listen, its bright yellow eyes locked on the fawn. After surviving the harsh winter, the coyote now faces its first opportunity to find food in the spring. Weighing about 33 pounds and capable of reaching speeds of up to 40 miles per hour, the coyote is a master predator. However, to succeed, it needs a strategy. Its ally is no longer the white snow, but the growing shadows that begin to blanket the forest. It begins to move in an arc, each step light, to avoid making any noise. A light breeze carries the scent of the fawn, further stirring its hunting instincts. As the distance closes to just 30 meters, the coyote stops again, crouching low to the ground, waiting for the perfect moment. The fawn, distracted by grazing, has wandered away from its mother, drawn in by a patch of fresh green grass. In that moment, the coyote leaps quickly like an arrow. In just a few seconds, it pounces and catches the fawn. A weak cry rings out, then quickly fades into silence, leaving stillness in the forest. This time, the coyote has succeeded. From a distance, the herd of deer can only watch, powerless against a predator like the coyote. Hope feels distant. The coyote drags its small prey into the bushes and begins to enjoy its first meal after many days of unsuccessful hunts. In the wild, the life of one species is always paid for by the death of another. For the coyote, this meal is necessary to survive through a changing spring. Spring brings new life, but it also comes with harsh challenges where every creature must fight to survive. Spring brings hope and renewal, but it is also a time of relentless trials. In this forest, every species must fight to survive, and a single misstep can determine the fate of any creature. Spring sunlight filters through the young leaves, lighting up the clear, rushing streams fed by the melting snow. In that light, wild animals wander in search of food, each step taken carefully to avoid becoming prey. The sound of the wind blowing through the trees seems to tell stories of life and death, where every change is significant. Spring, though full of beauty, is not without danger, where every creature must show strength, intelligence, and instinct to overcome the challenges. Spring, with all its fresh beauty, is it simply a new beginning, or the moment of life and death in the fierce battles of the wild? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know if you also love the wonders of nature. If you found this video fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Moment to not miss out on captivating videos about the wild world. Migratory fish will become a rich meal for one of the largest residents of the northeastern forest, the American black bear. After over 35 weeks of hibernation, they have awakened and are not alone. 3 fawns follow, with their sleek black fur now covered in a light dusting, but that doesn't diminish their majesty. Although the black bear has lost about 25% of its body weight after the winter, it still needs to recover quickly. Its first steps are slow and cautious, its bright eyes gleaming under the soft light as it sniffs the air, searching for its first meal of the spring. Black bears often prefer shallow waters near the shore, where they can easily observe and find food. It moves slowly, its large ears swiveling constantly, ensuring its safety. Fresh water flows through the stream, offering a valuable reward: salmon. This is the time when migratory salmon swim upstream to spawn. While black bears in the northeastern U.S. can catch salmon, this is not as common as it is for bears in Alaska due to the scarcity of salmon in the area. However, if salmon appear in the streams or river mouths, the black bear will certainly seize the opportunity, and today is one of those days. In the blink of an eye, a salmon becomes the bear's meal. But a single salmon is not enough to quench its hunger. After months without eating, the black bear continues to search for other food sources in the forest. The first green fruits of the season provide an additional source of nourishment. With its long nose and sharp claws, the bear easily retrieves honey from tree trunks. The story of the black bear in this spring showcases its resilience and adaptability in the harsh wild environment. The bear continues to enjoy the sweet honey from the trees, a gift from nature. However, the real meal of the spring has yet to come. The black bear is an opportunistic predator, and spring is the ideal time for it to hunt fawns. Newborn white-tailed deer, weak and vulnerable, become easy targets for a cunning predator like the black bear. As the day fades, the faint light conceals the looming dangers. The black bear is a master of stealth. As the forest falls into slumber, the bear silently follows the trail of a deer herd. It has chosen its prey, the cautious doe, but the naive fawn doesn't realize the danger lurking. The bear slowly lowers its body, moving quietly through the bushes. Despite its massive size, the bear is incredibly quiet. When the distance is only a few meters, the bear springs forward with the force of a coiled spring, quickly gaining the upper hand and capturing the fawn. All of this happens in the blink of an eye, and the bear drags its prey into the thicket to enjoy a nourishing meal. The story of the bear's hunt demonstrates a perfect combination of strength and silence, where survival instincts speak through each soft step. Though a giant predator, the bear can be incredibly subtle and patient, allowing the prey to be unaware of the impending danger. This is a testament to the perfection of nature's tactics, where every creature must use all of its abilities to survive. In the natural world, life and death are always intertwined. With each passing moment, the forest continues its cycle, as it has for millions of years, an endless survival cycle. Spring in the northeastern U.S. is just like that, where every creature must fight to survive. And in this battle, nature writes stories that are both beautiful and brutal, reflecting its unparalleled greatness. One of the less noticed, yet incredibly special creatures this spring is the spotted salamander, performing the most important task of its life. With its smooth body and bright yellow spots running down each side, the salamander moves slowly towards the water's edge. Each step it takes is cautious, but filled with determination, guided by an instinct that has existed for millions of years. The temporary pools that appear only in the spring are the perfect place for the spotted salamander to lay its eggs. The water here is clear and free of fish, providing ideal conditions for the salamander's reproduction. Spring is the time when creatures like the salamander have the opportunity to continue the flow of life. These stories in nature remind us of the harsh yet miraculous reality of the wild. Spring is a time when even the smallest creatures join the survival cycle, not just the larger animals like black bears or white-tailed deer. In a calm pool of water, the spotted salamander continues to complete its vital task, laying eggs. Each cluster of eggs can contain up to 100 eggs, securely attached to submerged branches, waiting for the day they will hatch and begin a new life cycle. However, in the natural world, nothing is ever completely safe. Another ruthless predator lurks at the edge of the pool. The gleaming eyes of the wolf spider reflect in the sunlight with its small but incredibly powerful body. The wolf spider is an excellent predator on land. As the spotted salamander moves away, the wolf spider quickly approaches the area around the pool. Although it cannot enter the water like the salamander, the eggs near the shore are a rich food source. On the forest floor, where spring brings abundance, the wolf spider hunts for prey, small insects hiding under fallen leaves and caterpillars that have just awoken after the long winter, becoming easy targets. With speed and endurance, the wolf spider is not only an effective predator, but also plays an important role in maintaining the balance of the food chain, helping preserve the harmony of the forest ecosystem. Life in the northeastern forest in the spring is not only made up of the great moments of large animals like black bears or white-tailed deer. It also includes the humble stories of small creatures, those that quietly maintain the natural rhythm of the forest. As dusk falls, the surface of the temporary pool reflects vibrant shades of red and orange, with the remaining eggs glistening under the last rays of the day, waiting to bring forth a new generation of spotted salamanders. The vitality of life spreads into every corner, following months of fragile buds and fleeting life. The forest enters a new phase, the summer. This is the time when life rises powerfully, shifting from renewal to abundance, just as the Creator's plan intended. The meadows for the deer, the trees for humanity. The words from the Bible echo through the thick leaves, blending with the whispers of the forest, witnessing the miracles of life in nature. The presence of God always shines through every breeze, in every raindrop, as signs reminding us of His boundless love. Each season of the year symbolizes the journey of the soul, from challenges to peace, from suffering to complete joy. As life rises in all its forms, we feel the miracles of God in every moment, reminding us that He is the source of life and the rebirth of all things. The summer sunlight, though no longer as gentle as in spring, filters through the tree canopy, casting dancing light streaks on the forest floor. The forest is alive in its moment of fulfillment. Fish thrash powerfully in the water, while the stream banks are covered with flowering shrubs bearing fruit. These beautiful days are not only a time of prosperity, but also a decisive period. Who will survive, who will triumph, and who will fade into obscurity in the eternal cycle of nature? The large lake is no longer as cold as it was in spring, but has now become a bustling gathering point. A group of beavers, or North American castors, appears by the stream's edge, beginning their tireless work. With their strong bodies, weighing between 33 to 66 pounds, and their characteristic orange front teeth, they are true engineers of nature. Guided by an invisible instinct, the beavers carry branches, wood, and even mud to build a sturdy dam. Their wide, flat tails slap the water forcefully, creating a sound that either signals danger or coordinates the group's activities. The dam gradually forms, blocking the flow of the stream and creating a tranquil pond in the heart of the forest. This is not only a safe shelter for the beavers, but also the center of a new ecosystem. The shrubs near the stream become a refuge for aquatic birds, such as great blue herons and various duck species, taking advantage of the stillness of the calm waters. However, not everyone is pleased with this construction. From a corner of the forest, the coyote quietly watches the beaver dam. It realizes that the stream has been blocked, making fishing, its easy food source, more difficult. The fish, which used to swim close to the shore, have now retreated to deeper waters. The coyote must seek new opportunities in the changing landscape. In the depths of the dense forest, the green canopies of the oak and maple trees provide shade for the lively animal world below. A rhythmic and echoing sound breaks the silence. It's the sound of the woodpecker, the largest woodpecker species in North America. High above, the majestic woodpecker moves quickly between the tree canopies, its glossy black wings gliding through the green forest space. Life in the forest is not just about the great moments of large animals, but also the small, colorful stories of the creatures that quietly keep the natural rhythm of the forest. The woodpecker cuts through the blue sky with power, while the bright red crest on its head shines under the sun, like a flag proclaiming that this forest is its territory. After choosing a large, decaying tree trunk, the woodpecker pauses, its claws gripping tightly to the trunk, its sharp eyes examining the small cracks, preparing for its work. With its sharp beak, a perfect tool gifted by nature, it begins its task. Each strike echoes throughout the forest, creating deep holes in the wood. The woodpecker is not only searching for food, but also plays a crucial role in maintaining the health of the forest. The decaying trunks are home to countless harmful insects like termites and beetles. By hunting these pests, the woodpecker helps protect the living trees, contributing to the forest's growth. Its rhythmic drumming draws the attention of other creatures in the forest. On the ground, a red squirrel stops eating its acorns and looks up curiously, while a coyote passes by, ears tilted, listening to the sounds from above. However, the woodpecker has chosen a position high up, safe from all threats. Even a white-tailed deer is startled by the strange noise. The trees that the woodpecker protects are very important, providing tender shoots and young leaves as a food source for other animals. But the woodpecker is not just hunting. It is also building a new nest to welcome the next generation. Each of its pecks creates a hollow in the tree trunk, large enough to protect the nest from rain and wind, and high enough to keep away predators like squirrels or snakes. Both male and female woodpeckers take turns working tirelessly to prepare for the breeding season. The quiet space inside the tree trunk has now transformed into the beginning of new life. The regular drumming of the woodpecker is not just the sound of work, but the heartbeat of life growing. As spring approaches, their nest will become a safe refuge for the next generation, where they will learn to fly and begin their own journey. Summer arrives, and the deciduous forests of the northeastern US are teeming with life. But even in these abundant times, life remains full of challenges. Despite the rich vegetation, the white-tailed deer can easily find food, but the threat of wolves still forces them to stay vigilant. On a hot, stuffy summer afternoon, in a clearing in the forest, the animals continue to search and struggle to survive. Every creature, large or small, plays a role in the balance of nature. Every action, whether it's a woodpecker's peck or the growth of a plant, contributes to the harmony of the ecosystem. It is these small connections that build sustainable life, where every creature can exist and thrive. A group of coyotes appears, led by an adult female with sharp yellow eyes, constantly observing everything around her. Following her are the pups, with their smooth gray fur and keen ears, always paying attention to every small sound in the forest. This is not just a simple stroll for the pups. Today marks an important milestone in their development, their first hunting lesson. The mother coyote stops at the forest's edge, where rabbits and rodents are foraging. The long-eared rabbits and small rodents have not yet noticed the danger approaching. The lead female turns back and lets out a small call, a signal to the pups. The young coyotes, only 3 to 4 months old, are still learning the art of hunting. They move clumsily, making noise, causing the prey to panic and run away quickly. With the patience of a teacher, the mother coyote leads them to another area, where the scent of a white-tailed deer drifts in the wind. Though still inexperienced, the pups begin to mimic their mother's movements, step by step, gradually approaching the prey. However, the pups are not yet capable of taking on a whole herd of deer, and the outcome is as expected. But this is how the mother teaches them how to approach prey. In the natural world, failure is part of the learning process. Coyotes are not solitary hunters. They are also one of the most social species, with clear group structures and complex communication systems. Studies on coyote hunting behavior show that their success rate in group hunts is more than 40% higher than when hunting alone. These first lessons not only help the pups develop hunting skills, but also strengthen the bonds within the pack. The presence of coyotes helps control the populations of rabbits, fawns, and rodents, contributing to the biodiversity of the forest. The areas frequented by the deer herd are easy to identify, as the grass there is often short and sparse. Above all, the mother coyote's training with the pups is a process of passing on instincts, intelligence, and strength, qualities that have helped coyotes survive and adapt for thousands of years. The next generation of coyotes is preparing to face even greater challenges that the future will bring. At the end of the afternoon is the time for the red fox to be active. In the morning, the red fox spends time teaching its pups survival skills and how to identify the dangers around them, such as avoiding encounters with wolves and black bears. This is an unspoken rule that every creature in the northeastern forest knows. Although black bears do not hunt foxes, their majestic presence far exceeds anything the fox can face. However, the red fox remains determined in its mission to control the rodent population and help maintain the forest's health, keeping it free from disease. In the dense forest of the northeastern U.S., sunlight can hardly penetrate through the thick canopy. There is a creature that rarely leaves a trace. Its agile form, the gentle rustle of leaves, and its determined gaze tell a story of a fierce life in this majestic forest. If you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse of the bobcat, a solitary predator with nearly silent steps. With its brownish-yellow coat, speckled with black spots, it blends perfectly into the surroundings, as if invisible. Its sharp ears, adorned with distinctive black tufts, pick up every sound, from the rustling leaves to the faint noise of a mouse under the dry leaves. Its keen eyes can detect even the slightest movements. However, the bobcat does not strike immediately. It carefully moves closer to the group of mice, each step calculated to avoid any noise that might cause its prey to flee. With a powerful leap, it shoots forward like an arrow, ending the hunt in just a few seconds. The bobcat is not only a skilled hunter, but also a vital part of the ecosystem in the northeastern forest. With a wide distribution from southern Canada to northern Mexico, it is estimated that there are around 2.3 million bobcats in the wild. It plays an important role in controlling rodent and small animal populations, contributing to the maintenance of ecological balance. Each bobcat has a large territory, ranging from 5 to 25 square kilometers. Dawn and dusk, moments like these, are the ideal times for it to hunt, when prey is less cautious. The sun slowly sets behind the great oak canopies, marking the end of a day in this forest. Spring and life in the forest always bring wonderful stories, from large animals to meticulous predators like the bobcat. However, the forest is far from quiet. This is when the nocturnal creatures begin their activities. Amidst the darkness of the tree canopies, a small and agile shape appears. It is the American marten, beginning its nighttime hunt. With its compact and flexible body, the American marten is one of the fastest predators in the forest. Its dark, glossy fur helps it blend easily into the darkness, while its long, soft tail helps maintain balance as it moves between the high branches. Its large, bright eyes reflect the moonlight, always alert to even the slightest movement. High in the trees, the American marten moves silently. Its small but strong feet cling tightly to the bark, allowing it to move quietly and precisely. On the ground, a mouse is searching for the acorns it hid last fall, unaware that the marten's eyes have locked onto it from above. The marten dives down like a bolt of lightning, reaching speeds of up to 10 miles per hour. This is just one of its typical meals: small mice, squirrels, and sometimes small birds still sleeping in their nests. A marten can hunt 2 to 3 prey items each night, including rodents and birds, contributing to the maintenance of the ecosystem's balance. After eating, the American marten continues to move. Unlike other animals, it has no fixed territory and can travel up to 5 miles in a single night, always searching for food and avoiding potential threats. In the fading light of dusk, the American marten is not just a predator, but also an essential part of the delicate harmony of nature. And as the first rays of dawn begin to appear, the marten disappears, leaving the forest in silence, as if it had never been there. The summer sunlight begins to fade, and the last rays of a season full of life give way to a gentle breeze. The northeastern U.S. forest enters a new phase, a moment of transition, where life continues to operate in its relentless rhythm. Autumn is a time of transition, when all the creatures in the forest don vibrant, bright colors, yet also a sense of stillness. The green leaves gradually turn into shades of red, yellow, and orange, lighting up the sky with their brilliant beauty. Everything has its time and purpose under this sky, and the blanket of fallen leaves covers the forest floor, softening the footsteps of the inhabitants and returning nutrients to the soil. This is the eternal and unceasing cycle of nature, and the approaching winter is not just a challenge for survival, but also a lesson in faith. Faith is the certainty of what we hope for and the evidence of things we cannot see. The forest prepares for winter, just as the human soul must prepare for life's challenges, always guided by the guidance of the Creator. Amid the vibrant colors of the forest, an American red squirrel is busier than ever. With its red fur and large, soft tail, the red squirrel nimbly hops between the branches. Its sharp black eyes are always watching every acorn that falls to the ground. The red squirrel is known as one of the hardest working animals in the forest. In the fall, they spend all their time gathering acorns, nuts, and other fruits to store. With an impressive memory, a red squirrel can remember the exact location of hundreds of small caches scattered throughout the forest. Studies show that a red squirrel can store up to 10,000 seeds during the fall. Quickly, it leaps down from a large tree, its small but sturdy feet landing as it picks up an acorn from the ground and uses its sharp teeth to check its quality. If the acorn is good, it quickly hides it in a hole in a nearby tree trunk, one of the food caches it maintains. It's not just the red squirrels that are busy this fall. The white-tailed deer are also preparing for winter, gathering food and searching for shelter. Life in the forest continues, each creature playing its part and fulfilling its role in this eternal cycle. Do these stories of preparation and survival make you feel the power of nature through these small details? With thicker fur, the white-tailed deer begins searching for the remaining leaves and shoots in the forest. The male deer, with their majestic antlers, enter the breeding season, competing fiercely for the attention of the females. As the last yellow leaves fall, the behavior of the males changes. The antlers they have grown strong throughout the summer now become powerful weapons in the battle for mating rights. These antlers are not only symbols of strength, but also signs of good health and strong genetics. The mature males can have antlers up to 75 centimeters long and weighing between 2 to 4 kilograms. On a peaceful morning, when the ground is still covered in mist and fallen leaves, an adult male deer appears with dark brown fur and massive antlers. It enters an open space in the forest where a female is calmly grazing. But it is not the only one interested in this female. From a distance, a younger male, also determined and aggressive, appears. Its eyes flash when it sees the challenger. Slowly, cautiously, both move toward each other, and then they charge. The collision is so powerful that it could break weaker antlers. The battle lasts for several minutes, with both using all their strength to try to overpower the other. The fight is not just for the female, but also reflects survival instincts and the process of natural selection. Studies show that only about 10 to 15% of the adult males in a population get the opportunity to mate. The stronger ones often defeat the larger and more experienced males. In the end, the stronger male wins, and the female follows, silently accepting him as her mate. As the sunset falls, the battle ends, but a new life cycle is about to begin. In the coming months, the female will become pregnant, preparing to give birth to the next generation for the northeastern U.S. forest. Fall, with its brilliant beauty and fierce survival battles, is not just a farewell to the old year, but also the beginning of a new life cycle in the natural world. Fall is not only a time of transformation for nature, but also a reminder that life continues, even when it seems still. The falling leaves, the animals preparing for winter, these are all steps in the invisible journey of reproduction and renewal. And though the natural world changes day by day, these stories remain, connecting us to the past and leading us into the future. Stories like these, though silent, are incredibly miraculous and important. Meanwhile, the American black bear also begins its most important journey of its life. Fall is a crucial time for the black bear, when it must accumulate energy before entering the long hibernation phase. An adult female bear, weighing about 180 kilograms, is moving along a stream in the forest. At this time, her weight has increased compared to the summer, but it is still not enough to survive the harsh winter, when temperatures can drop below 5 degrees Fahrenheit and food becomes scarce. She needs to accumulate at least 50 kilograms more fat throughout the fall to ensure she has enough energy for 3 months of hibernation. During the more than 3 months of hibernation, the bear does not eat, drink, or excrete waste, but still maintains life functions thanks to her stored fat. This makes the fall a crucial survival phase. Every day, she must consume a massive amount of food to store enough energy. A black bear finds precious energy from protein and fat-rich salmon, an essential food source in the fall. With a powerful swipe, her massive front claws catch a salmon weighing more than 3 kilograms and throw it onto the shore. She eats quickly, utilizing every part of the fish from the meat, skin, to bones to maximize the calories ingested. In one day, a black bear can consume up to 20 salmon, equivalent to more than 30,000 calories, 15 times the daily energy requirement of an adult human. After satisfying herself with salmon, the black bear leaves the stream and moves deeper into the forest, where low shrubs are full of berries like raspberries and blueberries. With an incredibly sharp sense of smell, capable of detecting scents from up to 32 kilometers away, she quickly finds this food source. These fruits not only provide a quick source of fat, but also contain essential vitamins for her health. Studies show that a black bear can consume up to 100,000 berries in one day during the fall, helping it gain weight rapidly in just a few weeks. However, finding food is not always easy. In another part of the forest, a mature male black bear, weighing up to 300 kilograms, appears. He is a powerful predator and will not hesitate to steal food from smaller female bears. This time, the female bear quietly backs off, giving way to avoid an unnecessary confrontation. As the sun sets, the black bear does not stop. She must continue eating to accumulate enough fat for the approaching winter. Scientists believe that a black bear can increase its body weight by 30 to 40% during the fall, which equates to about 60 to 70 kilograms of fat in just a few weeks. Fall in the northeastern U.S. forest is not just a beautiful season with romantic colors, but also a decisive period for the survival of the black bear. Each meal is an essential preparation for the tough journey ahead. The final notes of fall echo through the forest, and on the bare branches, a bright red spot appears like a small flame. It's the northern cardinal, an unmistakable symbol of autumn. The male bird, with its bright red feathers and sharp crest, hops from branch to branch, searching for ripe fruits from trees like dogwood and viburnum. Meanwhile, the female, with her softer brownish-red feathers, collects seeds and dried fruits from the forest floor. This pair not only forages, but also contributes to seed dispersal, helping to regenerate the forest. The northern cardinal can eat up to 100 berries a day, providing enough energy to face the upcoming winter. A bit farther away, flocks of white-throated sparrows gather in large groups on the golden leaf carpet. Their melodious songs signal that the migration journey is about to begin. These sparrows, with their distinctive white throats and melodious calls, will fly thousands of kilometers south to escape the harsh cold. Before departing, they gather together to forage, primarily for grass seeds and small pine cones. Forming flocks not only enhances their safety from predators like coyotes, but also helps them navigate during their long flights. As the evening sun sets, the autumn forest grows quieter. Their small wings flutter quickly through the air, leaving their songs echoing throughout the forest. Though the harshness of winter is approaching, the brilliance of the northern cardinal remains undiminished, like a bright flame in the heart of winter. Each migration of the white-throated sparrow is not just a journey of survival, but also a deep connection between generations. As the last leaves fall, the life cycle in this forest continues, endlessly. The movement of life through these small creatures is truly impressive, isn't it? Winter arrives, marking the end of another life cycle in the forest. The northeastern U.S. forest is one of the most important temperate ecosystems on the planet. Through the 4 seasons, this forest witnesses the endless cycle of life. Harsh winters, when creatures struggle to survive, vibrant springs full of rebirth, bountiful summers, and the poetic fall, preparing for the winter sleep. But the forest is not just a habitat for animals. It is also a living testament to the miraculous balance nature has created over millions of years. The interactions between trees, animals, and the environment create a perfect and harmonious cycle. However, under the influence of natural forces and human actions, this ecosystem is facing severe challenges, threatening not only the species that reside here, but also the long-term survival of the forest itself. Small signs, often overlooked, such as a dried-up stream, a fallen old oak, or a hurried flock of birds, are the quiet cries of an ecosystem in imbalance. When nature becomes a challenge, everything begins to change. Climate change is affecting the rhythm of the forest. The average temperature in the northeastern U.S. has increased by 1.7 degrees Celsius in the past century. These climate changes are altering the forest's natural cycles. Shorter winters are causing the American black bear to leave its den earlier when food sources are still scarce. Bears, which depend on hibernation to conserve energy, now face the risk of exhausting their strength. Meanwhile, invasive species like the emerald ash borer beetle are ravaging ash trees in the forest. Since 2002, more than 8 billion ash trees have been destroyed by this beetle. This loss not only removes the valuable shade of these trees, but also destroys the natural shelter for creatures like woodpeckers, a loyal resident of the forest. Wildfires also contribute to the weakening of the forest, threatening the lives of the creatures here. The forest, once teeming with life, now faces enormous challenges. Wildfires arrive without warning. Over the past 20 years, the number of wildfires has increased by 25%. Many areas that once served as habitats for deer, bears, and other animals now only remain as ashes. A dry summer is enough to dry up streams, threatening the salmon, an important food source for bears and coyotes. However, nature is not the only enemy. Humans, with their relentless ambitions, also contribute to the reduction of forested areas in the northeastern U.S. Every year, about 40,000 hectares of forest, equivalent to 60,000 football fields, are destroyed to make way for urban and agricultural development. Dense forests that once served as habitats for animals like lynx are now fragmented into smaller sections, making hunting and living difficult for them. Water sources, the vital lifeblood of the forest, are also facing threats. Chemical products from agriculture and industry are polluting the streams, severely degrading water quality. Around 30% of lakes in the northeastern U.S. contain nitrate and phosphate levels that exceed safe limits, directly affecting fish populations and weakening terrestrial food chains. Gunshots continue to echo throughout the forest, despite clear regulations. Over 12,000 illegal hunting incidents have been recorded in just 2022. White-tailed deer, black bears, and even coyotes have become targets of illegal hunting activities. Amid these challenges, the forest still struggles to raise its voice. The drumming of woodpeckers on tree trunks, the howling of coyotes in the night, and the rustling of fresh stream waters all remind us that immediate action is necessary. Without forests, without a balanced ecosystem, all creatures, from the smallest insects to the largest, like black bears, will be driven to the brink of extinction. And when species disappear, humanity will also face inevitable consequences. Now is the time for us to act, to protect the forest and the life it shelters. As the cycle of the 4 seasons comes to an end, the northeastern U.S. forest, with all its beauty and strength, will face a great challenge. Within the protective embrace of the northeastern U.S. forest, survival battles are ongoing, but the challenges are making this ecosystem more vulnerable than ever before. However, amid these difficulties, there is still a glimmer of hope. Conservation areas and restoration projects are being implemented steadfastly to ensure that this forest will endure, maintaining the perfect balance nature has created over millions of years. Conservation areas, the final strongholds of nature, are being established across the states of Vermont, New Hampshire, and New York. The Adirondack Park is one of the largest forest preserves in North America, covering more than 2.4 million hectares, and is home to thousands of plant and animal species, including the American black bear, white-tailed deer, and bobcats. The number of black bears has increased from 750,000 in 2000 to over 900,000 in 2023. In addition to protecting forests, preserves like Adirondack also act as green shields against climate change. Recent studies show that these preserves help reduce more than 10 million tons of CO2 each year, equivalent to the emissions from 2 million cars. Besides Adirondack, the Green Mountain Forest Preserve in Vermont, with over 160,000 hectares, is implementing programs to protect migratory bird species like the white-throated sparrow. These projects ensure that these birds have safe shelters during their migration south. Another notable project is the Rewild the Northeast initiative, which aims to plant 1 million trees over the next 5 years. By the end of 2023, over 300,000 trees had been planted, prioritizing native species such as oaks, maples, and birches. These trees are regenerating habitats for bird species like woodpeckers and northern cardinals. In addition to reforestation, this project collaborates with local communities to minimize human impact. Farms in the suburbs of New York are adopting sustainable farming methods, reducing the use of chemicals that pollute rivers and lakes. These initiatives have improved the water quality in more than 30 large lakes, creating a healthier environment for fish species like salmon and brook trout. All these efforts are creating new hope, an opportunity for us to protect the forest and sustain the life of the creatures within it. These actions not only help restore the forest, but also ensure that we, as humans, can live in harmony with nature. As we continue to care for and protect the environment, these small but sustainable efforts will become a strong foundation for the future. Trees, animals, and humans all need connection, respect, and love for nature to survive and thrive. We can change lives, protect nature, and build a brighter future for all creatures on Earth. The northeastern U.S. forest is gradually recovering, with over 50% of the affected area having been restored. International cooperation has helped the forest become a World Heritage Site due to its ecological importance. This area is now part of the global initiative, Protect 30% of Nature by 2030, proposed by the United Nations. The U.S. government has committed to protecting over 1 million hectares of forest in this area by 2030, facilitating the recovery of endangered species such as lynx and red foxes. Conservation efforts have yielded significant results. A 2023 study reported that the number of migratory bird species, such as Canada geese, has increased by 15% in the protected areas of the northeastern U.S., thanks to reforestation programs and reduced water pollution. When the sun rises and sets, it is like a blazing fire painting the sky with fiery red colors, as if the whole nature is on fire. Each ray of early sunlight pierces through the mist, like fiery arrows, lighting up the whole wilderness. This is not only the moment of light and darkness, but also the beginning of a new day full of challenges. In that moment, every wild creature here performs a dance of life and death, with life always hanging on a thin thread. The roar of the predator blends with the sound of the wind, creating a fierce symphony of nature. Here, there is no room for hesitation or mistakes. Every decision is a matter of survival. Every animal carries within itself a story of life and death. The deep footprints in the sand tell of dramatic chases, while the sky above is a silent witness to thousands of battles. In this world, all life is paid for with courage and resilience. For the prey, a moment of weakness can be the end, But with just one act of resilience, it can turn the tide. Sometimes, a spectacular leap or a sudden run is all it takes to escape the clutches of death. But for the predator, failure means more than just hunger and thirst. It means an ever-increasing challenge to survive. This is the wild plains, where survival is a constant battle. Where every day is an epic chapter in nature, telling of courage, strategy, and strength. Here, life is not simply about survival. It is a fierce journey to a firm life in the midst of countless dangers. When you enter the territory of ferocious predators, you will face the irreplaceable rulers, lions, the kings of all wild creatures. In the wild, lions are not only intelligent predators, but also symbols of strength and power. As the only big cats that hunt in prides, lions stand at the top of the food chain in Africa. They not only know how to organize strategic hunts, but also target large, powerful prey, such as wild buffalo. Their attacks are never without danger when they have to confront wild buffalo, warriors who are not easily subdued. Every time they rush into this battle, lions must demonstrate all their coordination, bravery, and ingenuity. But will they ever fail? A sign of weakness, a wrong move, can cost the pride dearly. And in this world, victory does not always belong to the strongest. Sometimes victory comes from decisive moments, excellent tactics, and a little luck. The predator lurks in the deadly darkness, blending with the bright light of the sun. The lion, the king of the plains, walks with majesty, each step of its feet challenging all surrounding creatures. An adult lion can weigh up to 250 kilograms and be more than 3 meters long, the epitome of strength and power. They hunt in closely coordinated packs. Experienced warriors can kill even giant prey, such as wild buffalo. But even the king of the wild is not the only one to be feared. Next to that, we have the leopard, a perfect artist of concealment. With its spotted fur, it blends into the tall grass like a work of art, leaving no trace. As a solitary predator, the leopard appears humble, but never underestimate its danger. Each of the leopard's lunges is a wonderful performance in the silence of nature. Then there are the hyenas, not just scavengers, but in fact powerful and brutal predators. With a powerful bite of up to 500 kilograms force per square inch, they can tear bones apart. Hyena packs are tightly organized, protect large territories, and have formidable hunting abilities. These warriors are always waiting for every opportunity, always looking for the weakness of their prey, while also constantly fighting to protect their own lives. But among these predators, there is one species that stands out above all others, the clouded leopard. Unlike other animals, the clouded leopard possesses a dizzying speed. It can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds. The clouded leopards are living bullets that rush across the grasslands, where every step is a race to the death. where only the fastest can survive. The African plains are the stage of endless battles between predators that have been trained for millions of years. A harsh place where only the fastest, strongest, and smartest creatures can continue to survive. But life here is not just about instinct, but a delicate balance between eating and being eaten, between strength and weakness. Herbivores are not just prey, they are guardians of the ecological balance. Their excrement helps enrich the soil, stimulates plant growth, and keeps vegetation from becoming overgrown. Thanks to the existence of these animals, the plains can sustain life even in the harshest conditions. However, the cycle of life never stops. Predators such as lions, hyenas, and leopards are always lurking, waiting. And even the lion, the king of the wild plains, does not always win. The battle for survival never stops, and in this world, the weak will be left behind. Once the dry season comes, nature seems to draw a curtain, bringing the landscape into a completely different world. The lush green grasslands, which are ideal for life, gradually disappear, leaving only dry yellow grass. But is this the end, or just a new chapter in the endless cycle of life on the wild plains? The migration season begins when the rains in the Serengeti dry up, leaving the land parched and the grasses withered. There is no food left, only despair clinging to every living thing. The wildebeest and zebra do not migrate simply to seek the lush greens of the Masai Mara. They move because otherwise they face inevitable extinction. The Serengeti Plains transform into a fierce battlefield, and the journey through this savanna is no less than a journey through hell. The land is cracked and dusty like the ashes of a volcano that has been dormant for centuries. But the land is not the only threat on this journey. Rivers like the Mara River harbor death, not gentle streams, but deadly hunting grounds. Beneath the murky waters, Nile crocodiles up to 6 meters long lie in wait for unwary prey. These underwater predators do not know forgiveness. Of the thousands of migrating animals, thousands will never reach the other side. But even if they cross the Mara River, the road is still challenging. The arid grasslands open up, becoming a stage for lions, hyenas, and cheetahs to hunt. Lions hide in the rare shade of acacia trees, waiting for weak prey to stray into attack range. In the dry season, the success rate of lion hunts increases to 30%. These hunts are life and death dramas, where a moment of inattention can lead to death. In the dry season, the savanna has no room for weakness. The scorching sun, withered grass, and dried-up rivers threaten to swallow up any hope of water. Here, only those fast enough, resilient enough, and smart enough can find a way to survive in a world filled with the specter of death. On the vast grasslands, where there is no place to hide, speed becomes the ultimate savior. It is not just the ability to run fast, but the art of sudden acceleration. Each decision in the blink of an eye can change fate. They rely not only on speed, but also on powerful legs, designed to react immediately. An adult zebra can reach speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour, a speed that is enough to force even the cheetah, the fastest animal on land, to exert itself. However, the zebra's survival strategy is not only to run fast, but also to change direction suddenly when being chased. They make unpredictable turns, disrupting the predator's hunting strategy. According to a 2023 study by the Serengeti Wildlife Institute, these unexpected moves can reduce the success rate of a lion's hunt by up to 70%. The life of a zebra on the savanna is a dance between life and death, where speed is not only a factor of survival, but also an art, a dexterity in every movement. Beyond agility, zebras also have impressive endurance during long migrations. They can endure for hundreds of kilometers, outrunning predators who tire and give up halfway. It is a never-ending battle where only those who know how to make the most of every moment can survive the harsh challenges of nature. If speed is a powerful explosive force, then endurance is the real weapon in this long-term battle. When the sun is at its peak and the heat takes over every breath, endurance becomes the ultimate survival tool. The wildebeest, or gnu, is one of the toughest herbivores, having endured the harshness of the African savanna for hundreds of thousands of years. They have evolved into marathon runners of the savanna, possessing extraordinary endurance that enables them to travel thousands of miles each year. During the dry season, wildebeest embark on the Great Migration, covering more than 2,900 kilometers in search of water and green grass. This journey requires extraordinary endurance, as millions of wildebeest cross grasslands, streams, and wastelands in the blistering heat of the savanna, where temperatures can exceed 40 degrees Celsius. It is not just a test of physical strength, it is a strategic battle between life and death. The survival strategy of wildebeest depends on endurance and herd organization. When pursued, they do not just run a short distance and then stop, but continue to run persistently, overcoming exhausted predators. In this way, in every step, the wildebeest not only fights to survive, but also fights to keep the herd alive. In the scorching heat, where every drop of precious water gradually evaporates, endurance becomes the only weapon of the herbivores struggling to survive. Grevy's zebra, the largest zebra in the savanna, stands out for its bold black and white stripes. When the sweltering heat turns the grasslands into a furnace, Grevy's zebras can't rely on speed alone to escape danger. They'll travel more than 30 kilometers a day to find water, using their extraordinary memory to track paths to deeper pools. Their bodies have evolved to store water efficiently, allowing them to survive long periods without drinking. Grevy's zebras also have a unique circulatory system, with an efficient network of blood vessels that cools the body, acting like a natural air conditioning system. Although their black and white stripes don't regulate temperature, their blood vessel structure helps them cool down quickly and efficiently. This gives Grevy's zebras an advantage in avoiding ambushes from lions and hyenas, predators that often lurk near more accessible water sources. However, the journey to find water is not just a race, but also a test of endurance, as every breath becomes an important part of their harsh life. During the hottest hours of the day, they take advantage of the shade from the acacia trees to cool their bodies and conserve energy. Also in this land, the impala, an iconic creature of the African savanna, possesses incredible endurance, combined with extraordinary flexibility. These are survival skills in a natural environment full of dangers. According to the journal Savannah Wildlife Research, in 2023, impalas have the ability to reduce their metabolic rate to save energy during periods of food and water shortages. When necessary, they can endure days without drinking water, thanks to the moisture in their food. However, the impala's survival strategy really shines when they are being chased. With their powerful legs, they can make impressive jumps, soaring up to 3 meters high and jumping up to 9 meters in a single bound. These leaps not only help the impala gain distance from its predators, but also disrupt their attack strategy. When the calm suddenly breaks into a deadly confrontation, the desperate prey, cornered and with no way out, is ready to do anything to cling to life. With everything they have, such as long, powerful legs and sturdy hooves, they do not hesitate to fight back against the predator. When the heat of the dry season scorches the land and turns rare waterholes into battlefields, zebras know that speed alone is not enough. When a predator closes in, the battle is not simply about outrunning. Sometimes it requires a counterattack, a powerful kick, one driven by the instinct for survival. This is no ordinary kick. It carries the power of survival, with impacts of up to 450 kilograms, strong enough to shatter a predator's jaw or even cause fatal injuries. Zebras kick so powerfully that their legs become deadly weapons, forcing even the fiercest predators to think twice before striking. In Kenya's Masai Mara, the sun shines on a vast expanse of grassland, each blade of grass gently swaying. But in the quiet atmosphere, a tension gradually rises. The king of the jungle, the majestic lion, is waiting patiently, watching his prey. Its golden fur blends perfectly into the arid landscape, concealing its every move. In the lion's sights is a vigilant zebra. The black and white stripes are not only an aesthetic feature, they also create visual disturbances, reducing the predator's concentration. The survival instinct makes the zebra more sensitive than ever. Its ears stand upright, listening to every little sound, every slight rustle in the grass. And as soon as the zebra realizes the danger is near, the lion charges, unleashing its brute force at a speed of nearly 80 kilometers per hour. But in a split second, the zebra cleverly turned and changed direction, while delivering a powerful kick from behind. Although the kick missed with its power, this tactic interrupted the lion's attack. Once again, the zebra's life was saved thanks to its intelligence and flexible movement. But this tactic not only protects the individual, but also keeps the group safe. The coordinated defense of zebras greatly reduces the success rate of ambushes from predators such as lions, leopards, and cheetahs. In a world where every waterhole is a dangerous gathering spot, this tactic helps zebras conserve energy for the inevitable confrontations. Each kick is a declaration, a message that zebras are not easy prey. These kicks have helped them survive for countless generations, defeating fierce attacks from the savanna's most powerful predators. When the heat of the dry season covers the savanna, it descends like scorching blades, cutting into the very core of life. The ground was cracked, the cracks stretched like dry rivers, and the trees stood there like ghosts of life, bare and withered. During these months of drought, when lions and hyenas become increasingly desperate in their search for food, the savanna turns into a real battlefield. Packs of predators surround and stalk their prey, but giraffes are no easy meal. In this harsh landscape, giraffes stand firm, like masters of defense. They do not rely solely on their height to detect predators from afar. Their defense is not their sharp claws or teeth, but their powerful sledgehammer-like kicks, delivered by their 1.8-meter-long legs. When cornered, they turn those legs into deadly weapons. Giraffes do not panic or run away in chaos. They stay calm, waiting for the right moment to strike, like a seasoned warrior who knows the enemy's weaknesses. A single kick from a giraffe's hind legs can generate up to 900 kilograms of force, enough to break a lion's jaw or even kill it instantly. These devastating kicks are not accidental, but the result of millions of years of evolution. Giraffes' bones are not only long, but are also reinforced by powerful muscles and a durable bone structure. According to the Journal of Mammalian Anatomy, giraffes' skeletal systems are designed to withstand enormous pressure, allowing them to unleash their full power without fear of injury, something very few creatures can do. When predators are indecisive in their attacks, they risk becoming prey, facing the prey's strong will to survive. In the grand stage of the savanna survival battle, the wild boar stands out as a resilient warrior, ready to counterattack with deadly force from its sharp fangs. When pursued, these small but mighty creatures can run at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. Even when caught by a predator, the wild boar still has enough strength to struggle and fight back. A 250-pound wild boar may not be fast, but when danger approaches, like a crocodile lurking in the water, something magical happens. Inexplicably, wild boars seem to possess a sixth sense. Their survival instincts kick in immediately, and in the blink of an eye, their heavy bodies shoot forward, accelerating at speeds of up to 48 kilometers per hour, lightning fast, escaping the jaws of the ferocious crocodile, leaving the ambusher weak and helpless. This skill relies not only on speed, but also on the perfect combination of keen senses and lightning-fast reflexes. Wild boars can detect the slightest changes in the environment, from the slightest ripple on the water's surface to the slightest noise in the bushes. Predators may be powerful, but in this deadly game, the wild boar's tactics are a wonderful combination of perception and action, an awe-inspiring escape. However, the most terrifying thing is not the wild boar's speed, but the moment it suddenly turns around and charges at its attacker. Speed and surprise are the main tactics of wild boars. They stand their ground, waiting for the right opportunity to counterattack with a powerful kick from their tusks, leaving the predator no time to react. A well-timed stab can stun the predator. In this world, the gazelle, a small and delicate antelope, seems to have little chance of survival. But their fragile appearance is an illusion. Because the gazelle possesses a powerful defense, sharp horns and fierce stabs, ready to make any predator wary. We are witnessing a tense chase between two predators on the savanna. The cheetah, the fastest land predator, is charging towards the gazelle at an incredible speed. Everything seems like a simple race at first, but what happens when the gazelle is not only easy prey, but also puts up a strong fight? A fight for survival begins as the gazelle's sharp horns stab straight at the predator. So, can the cheetah overcome this challenge, or will it be the one to retreat? In this decisive moment, the antelope, with its super speed and incredible resistance, not only protected its life, but also forced the cheetah to stop and retreat. A deep wound forced it to retreat, showing the harshness of nature here. This is a battle not only about strength, but also about intelligence and flexibility in every action. Yes, the savanna is not a place for the weak, and only animals that are both strong and intelligent can survive. The antelope, with its sharp horns and extremely fast movement speed, is not only prey, but also a small but resilient warrior. Its survival does not only depend on its ability to avoid, but also on its ability to fight fiercely when necessary. These horns are not only weapons, but also symbols of the inner strength that nature has bestowed upon it. Such a fight is a testament to the relentless resilience of the creatures here, where every encounter between predator and prey is a story of survival. The savanna, with all its harsh challenges, is where I want you to think about the existence of these animals. It's not just about hunting, it's a constant struggle to find a survival strategy, and sometimes it's the seemingly weak that can surprise the predator. When a wildebeest is faced with danger, everything can change in an instant. A powerful thrust from its sharp horns can knock a predator down, breaking bones or tearing muscles, forcing them to retreat in pain. This is not just a simple resistance, but a testament to the animal's enduring strength. Over thousands of years, the wildebeest has learned to survive, combining strength and intelligence to make even the most brutal predators hesitate. A prime example of this survival ability is the fierce battle at Ngoto, where an isolated wildebeest faced two ferocious lions. At this point, its nearly 1-meter-long horns became its vital weapon, and despite being tightly clamped by the two lions, the antelope did not yield. It not only fought back, but also attacked, and when it had the chance, it used the power of its horns to stab deep into the predator's body, foiling the Savannah King's hunt. This is a clear example of a life-and-death battle, where every decision, every stab, can change the fate of the animal. The wildebeest rarely has to fight alone. They live in large herds, sometimes up to thousands, and when there is danger, the herd will unite, forming a living fortress. The adults stand on the outside, using their horns for protection, making it a difficult challenge for predators, especially lions. The dry season in the savanna can make the ground as hard as steel, and the creatures here have to endure a harsh environment. But in this world, not all battles end in death. Sometimes resilience and fatal stabs are the deciding factors that help animals like the wildebeest continue to survive, while the predators fail. But strength is not the only factor that makes the Cape buffalo dangerous. When faced with a threat, they do not run away in panic, but instead, the buffalo stands firm, muscles contract, ready to attack with explosive speed and power. However, this species of buffalo does not rely only on physical strength, but also possesses an excellent memory and can hold grudges. If a predator fails to take them down, the buffalo can remember that predator's face and constantly look for an opportunity to take revenge. Animal behavior studies have recorded cases of buffalo returning to old areas, searching for and hunting predators that once threatened them, as if they were settling an unpaid debt. Cape buffalo are not just prey, but true warriors, maintaining the balance of the savanna ecosystem. Their imposing presence makes predators think twice before attacking, helping to ease the pressure on weaker species. Through defensive strategies and coordination, buffalo not only protect themselves, but also form a natural shield for their entire ecosystem. When the first rains of the season fall on the savanna, like a magical curtain covering the scorched fields, they become a living painting, each raindrop hitting the ground like a stone, awakening dormant seeds and signaling the beginning of the rebirth season. The rains transform the landscape from arid yellow to a sea of lush green grass, bringing new life, as if the earth itself were celebrating. When the rains fall, the African savanna becomes a living canvas, breathing life into this once barren land. The tall grasses grow up to 6 feet, forming a dense maze that herbivores must skillfully navigate to survive. However, this abundance also creates a deadly game, where each herbivore must master the art of hiding and blending in with nature to avoid the sharp teeth of predators. In a land where life and death are only a breath apart, each creature becomes an artist in the game of camouflage and evasion, where strength lies not only in the ability to hunt, but also in the ability to blend into the environment, becoming a master of stealth. And then there are the young creatures, the fragile lives born amid the vast sea of grass during the rainy season. Thousands of impala babies are born lacking strength and speed, but they possess a unique survival skill: absolute silence. Mothers hide them in tall grass, where their pale fur blends in perfectly with their surroundings. When danger approaches, the babies do not move. They hold their breath and remain silent, as if the world has stopped. In a place where even the slightest noise can signal death, silence is the key to survival. Like the impala, the Thompson's gazelle survives the constant threat of its prey with its skillful evasion and excellent camouflage. The Thompson's gazelle's golden coat blends into the tall grasses, making it an invisible silhouette on the savanna. When combined with strategic silence, its natural coloration greatly reduces the likelihood of detection by predators. It's a testament to the power of adaptation, the perfect armor in the deep blue ocean. But when silence isn't enough to hide them, the Thompson's gazelle must resort to another art: speed and agility. They dart like arrows across the fields at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. What makes them special is their sudden turns and unpredictable zigzags that make their predators stagger. Although cheetahs can accelerate quickly, they have difficulty keeping up with the antelope's sudden changes of direction, completely disrupting the momentum of the chase. Studies of predators in Africa show that these sudden turns reduce the cheetah's success rate in hunting to only about 40%. The African savanna's rainy season, beneath its stunning beauty, hides countless dangers. With predators like lions and hyenas lurking in the shadows, survival becomes a battle of wits, where every decision, every move can change fate. During the dry season, when temperatures can reach 38 degrees Celsius, the zebra's black stripes absorb heat, while the white stripes reflect sunlight, creating small convection currents that help cool the skin. But what's more amazing is that these stripes also act as a natural shield against horseflies and horseflies. When exposed to light reflected from the stripes, these insects become disoriented, making it difficult for them to land on the zebra's body. Scientific reports in 2023 show that reducing insect attacks not only helps zebras avoid discomfort, but also helps prevent dangerous diseases they transmit. Furthermore, these stripes also serve as a unique identification mark for each zebra. No two sets of stripes are the same, just like human fingerprints. In a world where herd cohesion is vital, these stripe patterns help zebras recognize each other and strengthen their bonds, thereby enhancing their collective defense against threats. For herbivores like wildebeest, zebras, and antelopes, survival is not just about speed or strength. Their strategies are much more complex and sophisticated, an effective defense network, meticulously designed for their migratory and herd lifestyle. When the rain falls on the African savanna, it is like a wild drumbeat signaling the rebirth of life from the parched earth. But make no mistake, this is not a peaceful paradise. Underneath the beauty, a silent battle for survival is still going on, where every sound can be the difference between life and death. A sharp cry breaks the silence. It is the impala's warning system, an equally powerful weapon in the fight against predators. When sensing danger, the impala emits a sharp cry, which can be heard up to 600 meters away, like a siren that echoes through the ears of the whole herd. The impalas immediately tense up, ears erect, eyes wide open, ready to scan for threats. Research from the Savannah Wildlife Biology Project 2023 found that the impala's detection and alarm system reduced their risk of attack by 40%. The sounds in the savannah are a coded message distinguishing between lions, leopards, and hyenas, allowing the herd to respond accurately. Meanwhile, wildebeest, although seemingly gentle but extremely powerful, use a different tactic. Their calls are deep and resonant, spreading across the landscape. When danger approaches, these sounds become sound waves, causing thousands of wildebeest to stand up in unison, ready to flee or move in a unified rhythm as a collective force. In this world, it is not only the large creatures that use sound as a weapon. Wild boars, with their sturdy and muscular bodies, emit sharp, piercing cries. When they sense danger, they emit high-pitched screeches as a signal to their fellows, especially the young, to quickly hide in their burrows. This sharp cry not only protects them, but also interrupts the hunting rhythm of predators. When all these sounds blend together, the savanna becomes a symphony of survival. This ecosystem forms a connected network where the cry of one species can become a warning to many others. Zebras, antelopes, and even guinea fowl all benefit from this informal alliance. This network of connections increases the chances of survival for each species. These sounds are not random noises. They are the language of life, a weapon honed over millions of years of evolution. Life in the savanna awakens after the rain, but that also means danger becomes more evident than ever. The tall grass grows thick, hiding the stealthy silhouettes of lions and leopards, predators that stalk like invisible ghosts. This is no place for negligence. Every step, every sound, every signal can mean the difference between life and death. In this harsh realm, herbivores have developed a highly coordinated warning network, like a natural symphony, that operates smoothly. Wildebeest and zebra, which often migrate together, form a strong protective wall, thanks to strength in numbers and cooperation. When a wildebeest senses danger, a deep call echoes across the wetland, alerting the herd. But that's not all. With their incredibly sharp eyesight, zebras instantly detect any unusual movement. Tails are raised, eyes locked on the predator, and the herd prepares for a synchronized escape. This natural bond is so effective that according to a 2024 study from the African Predator Defense Review, it reduces the success rate of lions and cheetahs by 40%. Not all warnings come from the big creatures, however. Guinea fowl, small but extremely alert, are the silent warriors of the savanna. When they sense danger, their sharp cries pierce the quiet air, shattering the silence. Their powerful flapping of wings creates a visual and audible signal, like a whirlwind, to alert other species in the vicinity. Impalas, with their extremely sensitive eyes and ears, react instantly. They leap high, darting like lightning, creating chaos that makes it difficult for predators to identify their targets. These coordinated behaviors significantly reduce the risk of predation, a strategy that nature has perfected over thousands of harsh, rainy seasons, according to a 2023 study from the Field Ecology Journal. When the alarms sound, the savanna breaks into a dance of survival. A domino effect begins. One species sounds the alarm, and all the others respond. Each action matters. Each response contributes to a common defense strategy. Wildebeests move as a unified unit. Zebras form straight lines to confuse predators, and impalas leap high, white streaks of light tearing across the black sky like lightning. Analysis of the savanna ecosystem shows that this defensive strategy reduces the success rate of predator attacks to just 20%. These seemingly fragile creatures are actually showing great creativity in how they protect themselves. The rainy season in the savanna is a symphony of life, where each species plays an important role in the orchestra of survival. No words, no complicated gestures, just simple but powerful signals: a loud call, a flap of wings, a jump. All of this comes together to create a beautiful picture of defense. Under the relentless rain, the battle between life and death continues, unyielding, marked by the endurance and intelligence of the creatures that inhabit this land. With its wild beauty, the savanna never loses its harshness. Predators still lurk in the tall grass, lurking and waiting for the slightest mistake. In the face of these dangers, the buffalo, the giants of the field, rely not only on their enormous physical strength, but also on the solidarity and defense strategies of the herd. A herd of buffalo moving through the deep green fields is an admirable sight, like a living fortress. Each buffalo can weigh up to 900 kilograms. They are not single tanks, but operate as a unified force, forming a mobile wall to protect the weaker members of the herd. When danger approaches, even the slightest noise or the faintest trace of a hidden lion, the herd will immediately close in on itself. The adults, with their razor-sharp curved horns, form a solid protective ring around their calves. This is a collective defense strategy that nature has perfected over thousands of years. When a predator decides to attack, the buffalo herd is ready to switch from defense to offense. The giant bulls charge at their enemies with incredible speed, ready to teach the predator a lesson they will never forget. With their strength and sharp horns, buffalo can pierce the skin of a lion. Combined with a powerful thrust, they can easily crush the bones of any predator brave enough to challenge them. In the herd, each individual has a role. Older buffalo, with their vast experience, act as sentinels. They watch for any suspicious movement, signaling the alarm with low purrs and subtle body movements. This living alarm network not only protects them, but also benefits other species that depend on the presence of the buffalo herds. In the harsh world of the African savanna, survival is not just a game of the fittest, but a constant struggle to protect the next generation. This is a story of unity, of using both strength and wisdom to protect the future. Because in this kingdom, every life is worth protecting, and the greatest protectors are those who use their strength to build living fortresses around what matters most to them. Giraffes, the tallest animals on Earth, constantly fight to protect their young. Standing up to 5.5 meters tall and weighing more than 1,100 kilograms, mother giraffes never let their guard down when predators are lurking, ready to attack their weak young. One of the giraffe's most effective survival strategies is their panoramic vision. With large eyes set high on a long neck, mother giraffes can observe their surroundings and detect threats from up to 3 kilometers away. This far-sightedness helps giraffes detect ambushes early, something few herbivores can do. When a predator appears, giraffes do not panic and run away immediately. Instead, it stands its ground, watches carefully, and is ready to act if necessary to protect its young. The mother giraffe uses her front legs to stomp or her hind legs to kick with deadly precision, aiming at predators with enough force to crush their bones. And when danger arises, these creatures' protective instincts become their most important shield. The herd, with incredible coordination, moves as a unified unit. Adult elephants, especially mature females, quickly form a protective ring, with their calves safely in the middle, away from the hungry eyes of predators. Their tusks, which can be up to 2.5 meters long, form a sharp, impenetrable barrier, ready to puncture any intruder. The elephant's trunk, a marvel of over 40,000 muscles, can lift up to 270 kilograms, but when protecting its young, it can also be used to knock away threats or lift calves over dangerous terrain. Female elephants change their behavior depending on the level of danger, from aggressive attacks to passive defense, always prioritizing the safety of their calves. During the rainy season, the dangers come not only from predators, but also from raging rivers and dangerous mud. Female elephants often use their massive bodies to form living bridges, helping their calves cross dangerous rivers. The protective and nurturing behavior of elephants during the rainy season has reduced the mortality rate of calves from 40% to less than 20%, a testament to their extraordinary evolution and adaptability. The African savanna, a land where nature is unforgiving, requires constant evolution to survive. Here, herbivores face the threat of predators every day, but they are not alone. Millions of years of natural selection have honed complex defensive skills that help these creatures survive in such a harsh environment. The savanna, with all its harsh conditions, has become a giant classroom where every skill, from horn defense, speed, to intelligence, is honed to survive and adapt to the constant challenges of nature. But now, new enemies are emerging. It's not just the lion's chase or the cheetah's lightning speed anymore, but the harsher challenges are coming from the hands of humans. Threats and conflicts between wildlife and humans are becoming increasingly intense. Desperate, thirsty elephants are destroying crops, fueling anger in local communities. According to the African Wildlife Human Conflict Journal, confrontations increased by 15% in 2024. These confrontations sometimes end in tragedy, with elephants being killed, deepening the cycle of resentment and hostility. Add to this the poaching problem. The specter of extinction hangs over the horizon as rhino horn and ivory continue to fetch high prices on the black market. A report from the International Anti-Poaching Foundation reveals that hundreds of elephants are still killed each year. Meanwhile, mining and logging operations are destroying their habitat. The savanna is changing. New challenges are constantly emerging, forcing life here to adapt. But this time, survival instincts alone are not enough. This is a struggle between nature and human impact. An uncertain future awaits. This great ecosystem needs protection more than ever to withstand the relentless destruction. In these harsh landscapes, conservation efforts are slowly taking root and bringing tangible results. The Mara-Serengeti ecosystem, once threatened by fragmentation and rampant poaching, is now witnessing a resurgence. In 2023, a migration corridor of more than 320 kilometers was protected, allowing 1.5 million buffalo and hundreds of thousands of zebras to move safely. These streams of life, once battlegrounds for confronting environmental threats, have now been strengthened. According to the World Wildlife Fund, WWF, this renewed connectivity has reduced the risk of extinction, bringing new hope for the future. One of the most remarkable success stories comes from water resource restoration. The Savannah Water Conservation Initiative has built and maintained more than 1,000 wells, helping thousands of animals survive the harsh dry season. Local communities have also joined in the effort, with beehive fences designed to protect crops from elephants. In addition to protecting livelihoods, these fences also generate income through honey production, helping to maintain a sustainable balance between humans and nature. This story is not just about conservation, but also about cooperation and connection between communities, between nature and people in a world facing constant change.